Okay, and thank you, Yuichi, for sharing the text on the screen. Today's story is number 17. Like the earth, women are strong and unmoving. A man who failed in business came home and told his wife despondently, I'm finished. You might as well know the truth. Everything of ours is being repossessed, down to the last stick of furniture. He expected her to wail, but instead she smiled. That's too bad, she said. But tell me, are you being taken away too? No, that won't happen, he said. What about me? No, no, this has nothing to do with you. And our son? They won't touch him. Then you're wrong, dear. We aren't losing everything. Our greatest treasures are safe, our health and our precious son, with his whole life ahead of him. We're just taking a little detour, that's all. If we put our minds to it, we can still get all the money and possessions we could possibly want. Her encouragement raised the man's spirits immediately, and he was able to weather the crisis. Scientists once did an experiment where they put rabbits' legs in casts. The bucks, the male ones, grew angry and did all they could to free themselves, shaking their heads and biting at the cast. They paid no attention to their feet and only gnawed away in futility. The does, the female ones, however, only gnawed for the first hour or so. When they saw the task was hopeless, they gave up and proceeded to eat and sleep as needed without wearing themselves out. As might be expected, it was the bucks who were first to weaken and die, the male ones. The foolish weakness of the bucks and the innate strength of the does have their echo in the behavior of men and women. Come to think of it, women generally have a longer lifespan than men. Like the earth itself, women are strong and unmoving. Okay, so this is today's story, which is kind of funny because if this is your first story that you hear from this book, Unshakable Spirit, you might think, oh, this is sexist. Why do they put more priority or emphasis on the women? But actually, those of us who have been reading the book for the previous 69 lessons, there were a few stories that was praising the strength of men or something that maybe men were good at, or just it was just a story and it was a little disadvantageous to women. And now this story is, yeah, it sounds like a little bit uh, to the side of women. So, one lesson we learned, we should never judge something until the very end. In other words, don't make a snap judgment. We shouldn't jump to a conclusion. A lot of people, I think they told me maybe they stopped reading the book. Yeah, so that's not good. And then also the other point, very important, is as it says, like the earth, women are strong and unmoving. Yeah, I heard actually the same story that a man who failed in business and lost all the assets or all the income that he was going to get, and he lost his will to live, and it was his wife who went up to him and said exactly what we read in the story. Don't worry, because you're safe, I'm safe, our child is safe, and money and possessions, they come and go. It's not like life and death. So thanks to the encouragement that the husband received from his wife, he was able to have new resolution and start over again. Of course, learning from the failure, but he was able to weather the crisis. And then in the other story too, for animals actually too, when female ones, they found a task was hopeless, So instead of just trying in futility, in vain, they try to eat and sleep without wearing themselves out. Now, this is okay for animals. I mean, for humans, maybe that's not okay. Because I think for humans, because of our rationality and creativity, we will find a way. Yeah. But the story is just telling us how some things might be absolutely impossible. And yeah, like for example, you have to live with a person. It might be your partner or a family member, like a parent. You have to live with this person, let's say, and you cannot change their character or personality. So to just struggle in vain, that's not very wise. Obviously, we need to change our own perspective, and otherwise we might be cutting our own life short. So that's not good. um yeah. However, yeah, in some areas maybe women might have more ingenuity or creativity. Part of it is because uh women biologically, they can take care of a baby in their womb, and then once the baby is born, so the mother is naturally, the woman, it has that kind of nurturing capability. Yeah, but of course today there is gender is like a spectrum. It's okay, and also in Buddhism there's no discrimination whatsoever. So it's just there are tendencies. Some people have more masculine tendencies, some people have more feminine tendencies, so that's fine. It's just that those who have feminine tendencies, um, they might actually be very strong and unmoving. So that's why if we are open minded and give both genders equal opportunities to strive, those cultures that do that, they thrive the most. I think that's also a very important message we get, as opposed to some cultures where women have to really fight for their freedom. um, yeah, because of the patriarchy system. So it will be difficult for such cultures or nations to thrive until they acknowledge the strength of women and men equally, and allow every gender, every human being to shine. Just like today's phrase that they said, that your uniqueness is your gift. It's not a curse that you're different from others. It's a gift. So let's embrace it. So good job, everyone. Actually, today I did this activity from my car. Yeah, it's a little bit cold, but I'm very happy that I was able to do recitation meditation together with all of you at the time that we were supposed to do it. And today's Thursday. We have Morita Sensei's advanced group session, 5 p.m. Pacific time. And have a wonderful